All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first Earth Nation 2.0 Ambassadors Training. I'm here with Elisar and Keegan. So honored to have you both here with me. Thank you so much. We're going to get started with a little bit of embodiment practice, a little bit of breath work. So we're going to do a little bit of breath of fire. And then there's a second breath we'll explain after. But let's just start with breath of fire, which starts in the gut. You're exhaling through the nose, and it's pretty rapid. So let's just get started. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and then start the breath of fire. Starting to speed up a little bit more exuberance. Even faster now. Breathing all the way out. Deep breath in and hold. Breathe more in. And let it go. Natural breath. Ah. All right, let's do one more. I don't know if this one has a name, but it's my favorite. And it's a full inhale in the chest. So full heart opening inhale to 100% capacity. That's active, so it's quick. And then a passive exhale to about 30 to 50% of your breathing capacity, and then repeat. All right, so deep breath in, breath out, and then we'll get started. Breathing all the way out. The next exhale. Breathing the full inhale and hold. Release whenever you're ready. Ah. Oh. Wow. I love how that makes me feel. All right. So for this meeting, we're gonna talk a little bit more in detail about the ambassador training, and then we're gonna do a little bit of sharing, storytelling, and introduction from some of the people here at this meeting, and then we'll have a little bit of time for Q&A. Is that clear? Make sense?
Yep.
Great. All right, yeah, so Earth Nation Ambassador Training, we're gonna really focus on 3 different areas through this next month to 2 months together. So first and foremost, we're going to be sharing and practicing embodiment practices. As ambassadors of the new paradigm, our ability and capacity and dedication towards embodiment of a high vibrational way of being is the fundamental cornerstone, the foundational pillar upon which we share this new paradigm. So if we ourselves are not in that flow and in that love and that awareness and presence, all the knowledge and the intellect doesn't really have that same impact. So that's really the first aspect of this program, sharing the embodiment practices that we have within our collective knowledge, and then acting as a support group to really support one another and keeping our embodiment practices on the daily. Daily embodiment is really key here. So that's going to look like more of what we just did, and some other more in depth. And we're actually going to increase the exercises that we're sharing over the next month. We're gonna start simple, but then go a little bit complex, and then actually bring it back to simplicity. And we'll get more in depth on that in the near future. Kind of the second part of that is this team, the ambassador team. We're a family, so I am here to support you, and I hope that each of us are also here to support one another with pretty much anything. Just really having a space and a place and people that we can support, that we can count on, that we can really feel as family with. Really growing that is very important. Oh, hey, Benjamin. Thanks for joining us today. We just went through our embodiment practices. Now we're getting into our introduction. Can you hear me loud and clear, Benjamin?
Right now, yes. Perfectly well.
Perfect. Well, thanks for joining us. So the first aspect of this program is embodiment. The second aspect we're going to be getting into is very high level effective new paradigm communication. So as new paradigm ambassadors, even though we are commissioned and being incentivized to create connections, we are not by any means traditional salespeople, and we do not use any of the traditional sales tactics. We're not going around looking for people to buy stuff or purchase things. We are quite simply sharing love and consciousness and awareness. And from the space of sharing awareness and love and consciousness, we are also sometimes connecting people to things that they really want, that they're looking for. And the process by which this happens is very smooth, very organic, very, very natural feeling. It is not at all like traditional sales by any means. So we're going to be going really deep into what that looks like, into hyper effective communication, on how to really talk to someone from where they are, and how to identify and listen on a really deep, authentic level to people, so we can really fundamentally, deeply understand the people or the person that we're speaking to in any moment. So that's going to look like some neuro-linguistic programming and some authentic relating and just some real reframing on how we communicate and how we listen to people. And that's going to be the second aspect of this course. I'm going to be calling in a couple other facilitators to help teach and share about that. And then the third and final part of this training is a little more typically academic. So we are going to be memorizing a lot of facts. There will be several hundred facts that we will each be memorizing fully in and out. Yeah, there's just a lot of little facts about all these different projects. And by the time we're done, you're going to have a strong insider understanding of exactly how all of these companies, all of these projects run, who's behind them, where they're located, what their history is like, what their track record is like, what their intentions are, where they're going, how they got there, etc., etc. And what's really cool is I'm actually going to be bringing in some of the founders, some of the CEOs, some of the presidents and board members of a lot of these organizations. So you are all each going to get to meet the founders of a lot of these movements and projects, and you're going to have a firsthand experience with them, and you're going to be able to talk to them and ask them questions and really get to understand these projects and these movements, these solutions on a firsthand basis. And that's really what it comes down to. My family is really taking this knowledge and being able to understand it in and out firsthand in a way where you really fully understand it and really fully are able to trust it. And then from that place, we're able to really share that with people in a way where they understand it and they're able to take it from an abstract concept into reality, or at least enough of that to be brave enough to take the step to find out for themselves. And that's really our job, quote unquote, family, is to be that embodied avatar, to give people the confidence, to have the bravery to simply discover the truth for themselves and to take that time, take that energy, take that leap, and just really see what the truth is. Great, that's the introduction. Do you guys have any questions? Great. So we are gonna have, yeah, go ahead, Benjamin.
So, sorry, brother. I know just to because I've been doing this full on for no more than a year. Everything that you describe, I'm doing it full on. So just like to make sure that like we really coordinate our efforts, because synchronized and with synergy will be much more powerful than divided.
Oh, yes, I 100% agreement with that, Benjamin. And that is one of the fundamental pillars and of the Earth Nation, is that we're an alliance. We're a team of teams, and whenever we find a group in the world doing something similar, we say yes, yes, yes. We offer our fullest support, and this ambassadors team is designed to represent every new paradigm cause that makes sense for us to represent. So part of our role as ambassadors is finding and discovering other like-minded organizations that have a product, a service, an offering, a network, a knowledge set, or anything of value that we can then share with other people. So that is definitely a part of this team. We want to keep growing the products and the services, the offerings, and the communities that we have. And that's why we have an arsenal of 17 major categories of products and services so far. I mean, that's a lot, you guys, already. And it's going to keep growing and growing and growing. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, and I just, a little bit of recognition. I believe almost every, if not every single person on our ambassador team right now, we are essentially already New Paradigm ambassadors. That's why we were drawn to this program. This is who we are. And what this program is doing is it's giving us some additional tools, some additional training, and some additional means to more effectively represent the causes that we love and get paid for it. So cheers and kudos to that. Any other questions on this segment?
How can we share the tools that we have developed already to integrate them in the classes? What's the best way to do so?
So the first part of this course is specifically for commissionable items. And then after we go through like the course one for commissionable items, for those ambassadors that want it, I do want to host another course where we can share non-commissionable items. So Benjamin, do you have commissionable items? Do you have like services or products people can buy that we can award our ambassadors for sharing, or are your offerings more in the nonprofit sector?
For now, in the non-profit sector, but we will anyway have to find a way to make it profitable, because at this current state of society, what doesn't make profit is not sustainable.
Right. So Benjamin, I'd love to have a one-on-one deep dive with you. Let's schedule a call and we'll get into that. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah. Great. So a little more on the structure of these meetings. So we're gonna have one meeting a week that's more about like authentic relating, more about education, embodiment, connection, us sharing ourselves with each other. Then we're going to have one meeting a week that is purely academic. It's going to be kind of like a mix of a test, a lesson, and a review wrapped into one. Now we're probably going to also have a third optional meeting each week where we're going to take a deep dive into like a specific kind of lesson related to authentic relating or embodiment that is optional, but I hope most of us will take us up on that. In between each meeting, there is going to be courses, and we're going to be rolling out a lot of the courses like in live time during this. And I'm going to be collecting feedback from our team, from our ambassadors, to help shape the timeline of our curriculum. So your presence and your feedback is really valuable, really welcomed. I'm really grateful to be crafting this course with all of you, custom tailored for each of you. Yeah, the initial course is going to last about 1 month, but we're going to go deeper on certain topics. And this will probably be up to 2 months for those that really want a very full education. But 1 month is going to be enough to get you rolling and give you the tools you need to start making commissionable connections. That's that on the intro. I want to take a few minutes now. There's just 4 of us, and we are only about 20 minutes into this call. So why don't we do up to a 5-minute share each? I just really want to hear from each of you. Let's see. I want to hear what you're really passionate about. I'd like to hear a little bit about your history with the Earth Nation specifically. And then I want to also hear what it means to you to be an ambassador of the new paradigm and why that's meaningful to you. So I'm going to get started. I'll pioneer that. My name is Dakota Kaiser. I'm really passionate about a lot of things. Really passionate about life, really passionate about people, really passionate about our planet, really passionate about learning and education, passionate about technology and nature and science and having amazing, unique experiences and so much more. I live a very full life. I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of purpose. And I really love and enjoy my life a lot. I'm really passionate about all that. I'm one of the founders of the Earth Nation. I've been involved in systemic positive world change projects and networking for 11 years since I was a teenager. And for me, as a new paradigm ambassador, I am a living example of a heavenly way of being. I embody compassion and kindness and understanding. And I respect healthy boundaries. And I act and I live as a vessel of unconditional love. And I share that love, that awareness with others all day, every day, whenever I have the energy to do so. And I also help guide people more into the new paradigm. I educate people on how to embody it more and also on how to find it and experience it and connect with it outside of themselves. I share about people and places and things and tools, technologies, businesses that are embodying the new paradigm today and I help awaken people's minds to the realization that the new paradigm is here now today and has been here for a very long time. And it is simply a matter of connecting with those places, those people, and those things that have been embodying that frequency on this planet for a very, very long time. And more than anything, I am a sharer and spreader of hope. I believe that one of the greatest illnesses on this planet is apathy, born from despair, born from losing our hope. So I'm an avatar of hope. And that's me. Elisar, would you like to go next?
Sure. Let's see. I'm right now. I'm passionate about working with trauma on both an individual and a collective level. And there's more than just those two layers too. But yeah, that's kind of all I've been studying this past year. I'm just immersed in it and fascinated by it, and finding a lot of growth in myself. And when I work with clients, it's amazing to witness that kind of transformation. I guess that's what keeps me passionate about it. It's, just knowing that it works and there's hope for humanity, probably. Let's see. I'm also passionate about quantum physics and like the true nature of reality. Like what binds this universe? Why are things the way they are? I'm stoked about complexity theory because it actually explains so many of the phenomena that we interact with on the daily, including our own psyches. Can be a lot of fascinating things can be drawn from complexity theory, and also how it relates to trauma. So a lot of that stuff ties together for me. And then throwing in AI. I'm not really an expert on that, but I love thinking about it. I feel like I'm very keyed into the potentials, both good and not so good, when it comes to that. And and I also, another big passion that runs through my entire life is connection with nature, and just really valuing the ecosystem. And so yeah, have a little bit of history with the EN. Let's see here. Well, I met you, Dakota, in Southern Oregon, gosh, 4 or 5 years ago. That was an amazing group of people. I guess that's when I was really informed as to what I guess you weren't even calling it the EN quite yet, but I was informed like what it was about, and I knew that I wanted to be involved. And since then, I've been mainly an investor, and I've been wanting to find other ways to get involved. So that's why I'm here in this ambassador program. Also, yeah, other reasons too. And I really like that you said specifically about how we're going to be communicating these opportunities is not old paradigm, like trying to get people to do things, because I can't do that. I already know that that's not going to work for me. So that's great, but that's not what we're doing. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this whole thing.
And what does being a new paradigm ambassador mean to you, Elisar?
Um, well, that's partly what I'm here to find out. But so far, it's sounding like carrying some of the knowledge of what is available and presenting that clearly.
Great. Thank you.
Sort of holding the space of like people who are interested are welcome. And yeah.
Yes, I. Thank you, Elisar.
Yeah.
Good to have you with us. Keegan, would you like to share next?
Yes, I would like to share. I just got back to my grandmother's house from San Francisco.
Go ahead.
I'm passionate about movements. Like, I like to move my body a lot. I study martial arts and dance, and I like to travel a lot. So I like to get going. I'm like, move, you know? So the permaculture movement is my life. Like, I'm here to heal the earth. And that's what I find permaculture, and that's what I'm finding everything that Earth Nation has been about for me is all about. We have an injured society. We have an injured head space, heart space. We have an injured planet. So overcoming those injuries and coming back to wholeness is the movement that I'm focused on and I'm passionate about. And really, like, I don't know, when people talk about their passions, it's like something they're really serious about. A lot of times for me, it's like, I just want to laugh and have a good time, you know? So my whole focus and, what I'm passionate about is like creating the circumstances where that can happen, where I can just like enjoy life. And obviously, I realize that I am, part of a seamless whole. We are all one being throughout the cosmos infinitely. So creating circumstances for others, for everyone to experience joy and laughter, playing, total security. That's what I'm passionate about. And that's what being an ambassador means. But to answer the second question about Earth Nation, I connected with Dakota at I think it was called Tribal Crossroads Festival in Southern Oregon. Had some beautiful rainbow friends and family, and we started an herb garden, and we traveled around, and that was the beginning. And then I got called back to Oregon I'm from California a couple times, and we also did a project together in California, working on the land, working with like building maintenance and gardening, and a lot of process work with people coming together and learning from each other and dreaming what's a better way and how we can live a better way and how we can come together in community. So yeah,
that was a
being an
long time ago.
ambassador
That was
for
like
me,
6 years ago, huh, Keegan?
Yeah, that was in 2014.
Wow.
Yeah, 6 years. So that's Earth Nation. Before it was Earth Nation, was the Tribe of Awakening Sovereignty.
That's right.
Yeah, I feel passionate about creating sovereignty, and just justice. I feel it's a calling of mine to bring justice, to be a part of something that makes sure that there's justice is done in Mother Nature's way. Natural law is what we're following as a human society.
Yes, I.
Yeah, and so really, I guess to wrap up about being a new paradigm ambassador means for me is not so much it's about going and being a part of New Paradigm community, and making that work on the ground, and developing eco-village lifestyle, and so facilitating when it's appropriate for other people to come into a similar experience, or whether they live in a different way, how they can bring some of the wisdom and practices from the permaculture, eco-village, conscious community type of lifestyle into whatever life they're living.
Thank you, Keegan. And then from Benjamin. Benjamin, we have about 4 minutes left. Please go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna try to wrap this up. So on my side, I'm a dropout from the corporate world. I'm also a survivor of psychiatry. I've been through a journey of discovery, but to give a short feedback, I've always been concerned about global issues. That's why I ultimately dropped my corporate career. It's because I realized that the old paradigm is not sustainable, and what is not sustainable is self-destructive. So following my journey through insanity and then through sanity, I developed perceptions that allow me to see in the collective unconscious. So the type of belief, the type of fears, and the type of traumas that are very present in the collective unconscious, how they are socially implemented and induced, and how they are programming behavior that are self-perpetuating, because they are self-perpetuating this trauma, this fear, and these beliefs. So that gave me a lot of understanding that I'm trying to share to as much people as possible, so they can understand that being destructive is not our nature, but it's just the result of our unconsciousness, which is itself linked with inherited past traumas, fear, and beliefs. That led me to create an NGO that is fully dedicated in bringing the new paradigm, but by exposing the deep roots of our global problems, this collective unconsciousness, this collective shadow that we are running away from today, and bringing it in a way that is understandable for people who have no understanding of spirituality, people from all backgrounds, basically. Yeah? The aim is to make this knowledge very intuitive, very logical, very factual, so that people from all backgrounds can accept it. So I've been doing this, and now for more than a year through my organization. And I joined logically Earth Nation because to me, Earth Nation is it's a reality already. It is just the delusion of countries that is stopping us from seeing the obvious, which means the reality is our planet. Our countries are just social construct, tribal construct, actually, advanced one. What it means for me to be an ambassador of Earth Nation, I think is really about empowering people by helping them to see the truth by themselves, allowing them to get rid of those illusions of separation that have been plaguing us for so much. And I think that's what's really important, because there's such a huge need for healing today from a past that we know, the past of the old paradigm, where we had to fight to survive, fight against nature, fight against each other, in situation of hostility, in situation of scarcity, in situation where we had to be worried about being rejected. And this is now time for it's time for us to integrate that and to transcend it, to connect to the present moment, and to create a future together. So yeah, it's about opening potentials for fellow human beings. And it's also about constantly learning myself to bring my own shadow, my own unconsciousness to the surface, because I realized that it is not about others only, it's about my own healing, it's about our collective healing, and I'm not separated from that. So yeah, in a nutshell.
Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you, Elisar. Thank you, Keegan. Appreciate you all showing up for our first ambassadors training. I will see each of you in a couple days. And until then, much love, much light to you, many blessings.
And hope to see some women on the next one, because the feminine is very important.
Yeah, I think actually all the ladies in the